eastern part of Nigeria, which which means that these their CPC guys and the rest of them from up north are possibly going to be. So they are looking up to the east for their 2027 too, right? So it is no longer APC per se. This is Tifnumbu's party, ACN. And I don't know what they are going to sell to them in the east. After all, Tifnumbu and his agents have been propagating on social media, including the threats to start killing the Igbos and the Hausas if Tifnumbu should lose in 2027. Anyway, but to Tifnumbu himself in all of this, well, he will still beat them silly.
You see why I never joined their club, and I will never need their endorsement, and I will beat them in every election. You see why all classes, you know what they call F level? When you get failure in all the subjects that you take. F9, F8, F9, F8, FF, double F. That is his name.
It is smoke Igbo. It is take Indian. It is smoke Igbo. It is take Indian.
So that's what will make it more interesting. The clash or the battle of bastards. Dino is back. And in his maiden sort of like a show, at their declaration or their coalition declaration yesterday, he announced his arrival.
If you have a petrol station, put the flag of APC there. If you are selling to APC, I will be like the Shaitan regime. Every vocation, if you have Okada, put the flag of APC. If you have your taxi, put the flag of no retreat. We are going to march where we need to march. We are going to protest where we need to protest. We are going to resist where we need to resist. Let APC and the government know that the time to act is. The time to act is. So, the only thing is we must eschew fear. We have no other country to call our own but this country. Let us begin to ring the bell of justice. From local government to local government. From ward to ward. From polling unit to polling unit. From state to state. The youngest officer who was a member of the Armed Forces Ruling Council. I cannot understand why as captain, as major, as colonel, he was being consulted. It is not for anything. It is for his intellectual mobility and political sagacity. It is the man, this is the man who was part of a coup that you will not see his hand. You will only see the results. When he was president of the Senate, he will not fight, he will not argue, but he will get everything he wants. He has been endowed from heaven. And he is fearless. And he is the only one that can confront these criminals in power, CIPs. By the grace of God, David, as your name, the battle to salvage this country from economic cankerworms and political scavengers is a battle of no retreat, No retreat. We are going to march where we need to march. We are going to protest where we need to protest.
Right.
You get that now? So what Dino Melaye was saying is that when it comes to this year, 2027, where they need to march, when they need to protest, where they need to mount pressure and the rest of that, it is going to be
Right.
makes it interesting. Other things to pay attention to is that there is a Dati that is also back. Something similar, because to him, APC must go.
Nigerians don't have a choice. APC must go.
And is the coalition the best alternative?
Let me answer one question. Even APC does not have a choice. APC must go. Where was Ganduje last week? Where is he today? Nigerian politicians don't have a choice. APC must go. Victims of insecurity don't have a choice. APC must go. Spenders of the Naira, industrialists, tradespeople, market women and men, farmers, transporters, the youth, nobody has a choice in Nigeria. APC must go. Nigeria.
70 years old man. Jesus is Lord. Jesus. 70 years old man. Jesus is Lord.
To Dati. And also, he also had a discipline. He said, the coalition and the characters in the coalition are concerning, but if Peter Obi is there, Dati will be behind him. I mean, come on. As expected anyway. So yeah, Dati and Obi.
Simple practices that should happen to me, I will gladly work with that person. I will support that person.
And that person doesn't have to be Peter Obi, who you ran with in 2023.
It doesn't have to be. If Peter Obi is with me in Labour Party, we all decide to stay back in Labour Party and contest, I'm with him by default. By default. If he contests in coalition and he wins it, I'll give him the support. It's left for him. I told him way back in I gave him 3 names. One of which is Nasir El-Rufai. If you want to take this guy, from all indications, this is where he's coming. 2 years ago, I had predicted El-Rufai was headed this way. And there are many correct calculations that I did that have come true. Which I don't
when
have
you say
enough
El-Rufai,
energy.
You mean that Peter Obi is considering
No.
running with
I'm saying
so
he will come
understand.
into some form of a coalition,
Right.
and try to play the kind of.
Okay. Well,
So that's the hint. And I don't know how Una go react, because even me, at that point, I would have to let you, the obedient, go. Kind of. And why is that? El-Rufai, the architect behind, one of the architects behind this. So what's going to be your first reaction when they choose Peter Obi as candidate and El-Rufai as his running mate? Have you ever imagined that? Ever? But people have, and a lot of people have been like, Tufiakwa, ever, no, this or that. So there must be something you prepare your mind for too. You see this all Bessie, mangling, and the rest of that. You would probably end up having to defend murderers. I understand that when you loot the treasury and you deny, funding, the money meant for funding healthcare, education, you loot the money meant for road construction, you are a killer, you are a murderer, because people will die. People will die when you steal public money. Or when you are a religious extremist that used people's money to fund terrorists, Baba, that one is like next level evil. The people that are denied basic infrastructures, the people that are denied good standard of living, the people that are denied access to proper education, these people that are denied everything, only for people in power that deny them all of that to continue to fund terrorism. For what? That is an extra evil that I don't know how Unago take explain more. It's not like there's anything anybody can do. None of this, there's nothing I can do and none of this. So there's something you can make sure you don't do. And that is, do not ever use because I love Peter Obi. And that is why I don't care. You should though. You should. Indeed. Omo will leave that one aside. Talking about the Obidients. A guy that appeared on TV this afternoon, who claimed to be the national vice chairman of Labour Party, has come out to say they regretted naming their youth wing Obidients. I was like, what are you talking about? What is he talking about? Like, what is he talking about? You, Labour Party, didn't name them Obedient. They've been obedient before they came to your party. But the regrets, I don't even understand. But listen.
Allow me to interrupt you. You know, you talked about the fact that some people are trooping into the Labour Party, and you said you're going to unveil them very soon. You know, but then I'm just wondering if they are political newbies, since you've said the coalition is filled with old, disgruntled, frustrated politicians. I'm wondering how well you think these newbies that are coming into your own party will resonate with voters who are tired and weary, of bad governance in Nigeria.
I want to let you know that it's not all politicians that are desperate. Not all politicians are thieves. Not all politicians are liars. There are some politicians who serve diligently, whether as senators at their own time, whether as members of House of Representatives, and who excel in their own professional calling, not through corner cutting, not destroying others to build themselves. We have them in large number in this country, and they are already showing interest. We are going to showcase them to the world. We are going to showcase them to Nigerians. And this time around, we are not going to build any political program around any individual. We made that mistake of calling our youth, the youth wing, Obedient. Thank God we learned from this mistake, and we quickly changed the name to the Directorate of Mobilization and Integration. So tell them to go and get their Obedient. Call them, they should call their Obedience to a hall and see the number of people that will appear. But if we call our own Directorate of Mobilization and Integration today, you will see the number that will come out. These are the people that are pulling and driving the party. You saw the primary that we conducted in FCT Area Council. For councillorship election alone, over 5,000 appeared, to the extent that we couldn't even manage it. So, Labour Party is not built around an individual. We just made a mistake to make it look as if we build the Labour Party around a particular candidate, and that will not happen again.
Could you please remind us the new name of the Obidients?
No, it's not obedient. The word obedient belongs to, the name Obi is obedient. What we have right now is Directorate of Mobilization and Integration. That is what we have, and it's being driven by youth. You won't see somebody of 40 years or 45 years in that group. All of them are from 40 years downward. And they have been running programs. We are, as usual, we are moving here and there. And so the presidential candidate that Labour Party will produce this time around will certainly not be up to 60 years old. You will see it. I will tell you, like I told you that in 2021 we said so and so thing, and it happened. You will also, I will remind you that we said it, that this is 2025, preparatory to 2027, 2 years. You will see what will happen. Labour Party is a brand. We don't believe, first, take note, where we started having problem is the area of subsidy. We never agreed that we will remove subsidy as a political party. We don't believe in the removal of subsidy. What we said was that we are going to remove the corruption within the subsidy. Government business is a serious business. You have Brazil being controlled under Labour Party. You see what is going on in Brazil with the petroleum sector.
I'm move past you. You know I'm more rich me guy. I swear to God. That talk. I'm move past you. I'm move past you again. I'm move past you. Ask anybody. See, you go argue this thing, but I swear to God, I'm move past you. You don't see how they move before. Me again. I'm move past you. I'm move past you. You know I'm more rich me guy. I swear to God. That talk. I'm move past you. I'm move past you again. I'm move past you. Ask anybody. See, you go argue this thing, but I swear to God, I'm move past you. You don't see how they move before. Me again.
Everything that man said in that clip, everything is in his head. You know what I mean? Everything is in his head. But again, we shall see, as he has already promised everybody that, in their 2027. Oh dear. Now I feel exhausted, but let me show you this. A young woman has come out to explain to everyone who cares to listen, like other people who have raised concern about this, your coalition. There are people who believe that Peter Obi could have done it alone. You know what I mean? Using or building from what they had the last time. And then knowing very well that by 2027, there will likely be a new set of voters, those who are those secondary school children you always see Peter Obi with. So people are saying that by 2027, that could be like another 10 million new voters that could join Obi. So he shouldn't have joined their coalition. Daddy Freeze came out and said, oh, the reason why I would never believe or trust this Obi was because I just discovered that he worked for Abacha. And I was like, oh yeah, people say that a lot. Oh, he worked for Abacha. But he never worked for Abacha. I don't have to do the explanation for you right now, but a lady did it. She is one of the Gen Z Obidients. And these are the people you will be dealing with. Those of you who have forgotten them, those of you who are telling yourselves that what Obi did or what they allocated to him in 2023 was a fluke. It will never happen again. What you don't know is that you will never learn. And in my own, kind of like a belief in the process, the system, the Nigerian corrupt system is not only sort of like radicalizing these young people. These are young people who have never been interested in politics or will likely never be. But the situation in that contraption today has attracted a lot of them. As much as we see them on social media looking like they are wasting away, they are wasting their time, you have no idea of what they know. Those of them who are interested in politics or who have shown interest in politics, they have educated themselves so well that you see the propaganda that worked on your parents or worked on you will likely not work on them. They are intelligent, they are educated, those ones who are interested in the politics. So these are the people that Nigeria would radicalize. Because right now they have seen why, to them, good people will never get to power in Nigeria. They know now. They have studied the system. They have done so much enough that they still believe that if they turn up, if they turn up in their large numbers, they can still overwhelm the system and get their man in. You see that kind of conviction, right? And with a system that is so corrupt that will continue to kind of like rig them, shortchange them, you may think you are rigging them. Rather, you are radicalizing them. they are not their parents, with what they know, and understanding the consequences of what 4 years is in their lives. The real opposition is actually not these politicians you are seeing. The real politicians are these young ones, and they are very educated.
Imagine claiming that your greatest criticism of Peter Obi is that he worked hand in hand with Abacha, and then days later, you admit you need to call rain or mockery to clarify your own statements, not the internet, no documents. What a loud, confident example of intellectual laziness. So, on the Honey Bunch podcast, Daddy Freeze said, "My greatest criticism of Peter Obi is that he worked hand in hand with Abacha." Days after, Daddy Freeze posted on his IG a call with Reno, asking him to clarify Peter Obi's role in Abacha's regime. Really? That is irresponsible commentary, careless journalism, making noise first, checking facts later. Now, the issue. Did Peter Obi work for Abacha? No. Peter Obi was never an employee or official of the Nigerian Ports Authority. The fact is, in the 1990s, Obi was a businessman, chairman of Fidelity Bank, and active in the private sector. Here is what really went down. Peter Obi and other importers petitioned the Abacha government about congestion at Tin Can Island port. In response, Abacha invited Peter Obi to Aso Rock and asked him to chair a temporary port decongestion task force. It was a 3 to 4 month assignment, not a formal job, not a government appointment, not a paid role. Even Peter Obi himself once clarified, "I never worked in the Nigerian Port Authority. I was appointed into a temporary port committee after raising concerns." So, is that a crime? So let's assume for a moment that Peter Obi chaired a task force under Abacha. Is that the moral crime that the Freeze frames it to be? Did Dora Akinyomi not serve under Obasanjo? Did Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala not serve under Jonathan? Were they not all praised for their excellence? Now, question to Daddy Freeze. If Obi's short-term role in solving a national problem is your greatest criticism, then you have to condemn every businessman, contractor, or employee who contributed to Nigeria during military regimes, because under that logic, 90% of Nigerian professionals worked for Abacha. Let's talk about Daddy Freeze. If you want to critique associations, let's look at yours. Freeze, you were close to Hush Puppy, a convicted internet fraudster. You regularly praise and associate with Pastor Toby Adegboyega, a man under investigation in the UK for financial misconduct. You defended Hush Puppy as misunderstood, but you're condemning Peter Obi for chairing a decongestion committee. So what is worse, helping reduce port congestion in Nigeria as of 1997 or dining with confirmed fraudsters in 2020? What makes this even more dangerous is that Daddy Freeze has got a large platform, yet he did not do the most basic research. Instead, he says something provocative, and then days later, let's call Reno to confirm. Now, let's be clear. Peter Obi did not work for Abacha. He chaired a short-lived task force to solve a national crisis. That is not complicity. That is contribution. Take care and have a nice day.
Thank you, my love. I am playing this to those of you millennials and the older generation who love to peddle lies repeatedly and hoping that it will become the truth. You have a generation that will disagree with you with a smile. They will disagree with you with facts. You will look so stupid. And guess what? Your aggression and the rest of that won't sway them. So this is the generation that is backing Peter Obi. You can ignore them at your own peril. Thank you very much, everyone, for your time this evening. I have had a good time. I'm so sorry that we couldn't take calls, okay? But listen, I am going to see you tomorrow. And until then, please like the broadcast. Subscribe to my channel. If you enjoy this chat, right? Like, share, and join me again tomorrow. So from Mayogo to you, I'll say good night. Udaro.